A slow-moving economy could spell disaster for the candidates of the upcoming presidential election. The nation only added 38,000 jobs in May. That is down from the average of 200,000 jobs, which is a month over the last 5 years, which is largely due to the oil and gas industry. This will have a huge effect on the economy. If the economy starts to take a huge downturn, what's the effect on the presidential election? That's our topic this half hour, and we want to hear from you on Facebook and Twitter. Joining us live right now in the newsroom is Fox 26 legal analyst Chris Tritico, Democratic media consultant Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Bailey. Thank you all for being here this morning. So a lot to talk about, especially with the economy and the amount of jobs that aren't being out there.
Good morning, Rashi. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. The issues are so interesting in this with this happening at this time, 5 months before the election. If you'll recall, when Barack Obama was first elected, the economy was booming through that time. It was the housing market was propping up the economy through not only the Clinton administration but the Bush administration. Now we know that was a false economy because the way the housing market was propped up falsely, but it didn't fall until after the election, and the economy fell apart after Barack Obama was elected. So George Bush took the brunt of that problem. Now we're 5 months from the election. The economy has generated 200,000 jobs for 5 years. Last month, 38,000 jobs, all on the back of the oil industry not being able to keep up with the lagging price of a barrel of oil. If this keeps up, someone's going to take the blame for this. Who's that going to be? Now, I'm very interested to see, because I can't tell which side these two are going to take on this, so let's just find out. Let's start with you, Jackie. We've had Republicans in the House and the Senate for years now. Got a Democrat in the White House. If the economy starts falling, who's going to take the blame when it comes to the election?
Well, based on what we're seeing in polling, only 26% of voters feel comfortable with our current administration handling the economy. So even though we've had Republicans in office and we've seen the Democrats in office when we've seen spikes and downturns depending on the president, the actual fact is that currently voters are not comfortable with the current administration, and those same voters are saying that they feel more comfortable with Trump on that particular issue over Hillary Clinton. That's actually one of the policy points that he does better than her. So his selling point has been that he knows how to create jobs. He's done so successfully. Voters believe that. As of today, polls can change and voters can change their minds. But as of today, they do believe that Trump would do a better job in creating jobs and helping the economy.
Polling, that's probably true. Historically, doesn't the president take the blame for the economy?
Generally, I'm not sure if the economy overall is bad. The oil prices have come down significantly. So in Texas and places where oil-rich places have taken a significant hit. But nationally, when oil prices come down, the average consumer around the country is actually putting more money in their pocket rather than their gas tank. So the economy as a whole has still done well, and this is a short-term downturn because of the oil and gas industry. Well, I think the more important question is, how do we make Texas's economy for the long-term stable? Because we've seen these spikes in oil and these downturns, and one of the things that we should consider is maybe indexing our gas tax. So if you index our gas tax, when oil prices come down and we put money, we take some additional money for gas tax and put that in our infrastructure, so a lot of the engineers, a lot of the construction people that are out of work when oil prices come down may find jobs again in the transportation industry.
So let's just talk about that for a second, because the economy only made 38,000 jobs last month. If that continues, the economy is going to start dropping. Period. That's not 38,000 jobs in Texas. That's nationwide. We've made 200,000 jobs a month for 5 years. If we make 38,000 jobs a month till the election, there's going to be a problem, and somebody's going to pay a price for that.
Well, look, I think every election cycle we kind of sit here and we predict what's going to happen, and we don't know. And this is the most unpredictable election cycle that we've come across. And I'm not convinced that the economy is coming down just because we've had.
I'm not suggesting.
No. I think there's a sense that since the jobs numbers came down last month, that's going to continue. And I'm not convinced of that.
But I do think it's important that we look at it because it is on the forefront and the thoughts of most of the voters, and they've said that's one of the top areas that they're concerned about. How much money you put in your wallet has always been an issue that we're concerned about. Also, I think that we should use the example of Texas because of the diversification. Even though we are heavily an oil industry-based city, because of the diversification that we've seen created by our legislators, by our Republican leadership in our state, the last time the rest of the country was going through a downturn, we created more jobs than all 49 other states combined.
But wasn't that
and yes,
all?
a lot of people say, oh, those are lower tier jobs. Those are still jobs that people can go out in our state and get and put money in their pockets when other states were not providing jobs.
Well, that's not what I was going to say. Wasn't
well,
Texas,
that's what he said a lot
wasn't
of times.
Texas propped up by oil over $100 a barrel through that recession?
Again, that's what I was saying. The fact that we are based on an oil industry. I came to this country because of Brown and Root in the oil industry. So even though Texas and Houston in particular, we are an oil industry region and state, the fact that we have created more jobs than 49 other states combined, I think the rest of the country needs to look at Texas and look at our model.
We're going to have to leave it right there. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with another really good topic.
All right, that's what I was going to say. Y'all are going to be back in about 15 minutes with another really good topic.